So we know we've all had some financial mistakes, right? You've had yours, you've done a lot, I've done a lot. Today I'm going to reveal a lot of my mistakes and a lot of stories. So you stay with me. Actually, grab a popcorn and relax. Hi, my name is Nicole Hanselman. If you didn't grab a popcorn, you should really consider grabbing a popcorn. I've got lots of stories. Today is just reveal. I'll start my journey all the way from when I was a little girl. That's where my financial journey really started, I would say. As a young girl, I knew my numbers. A lot of people at that age, they don't know the difference between a coin and notes. I already knew that. I already knew my change. And lucky for me, I resembled my mom. I resembled my mom so much that when I was walking, when I would walk somewhere, say for instance, because my school was in the middle of town, right at the center of town, on my way to school, I'll meet these awesome aunties and uncles, shout out to them. And when they would see me and they'd be like, oh, are you so-and-so's daughter? And I'll be like, yeah. Oh, how's your mom? And stuff, and then they try and catch up, and then what do? They give me some money to take to my mom. I think it's a cultural thing, I don't know, they used to call it something small. I think they found it rude maybe to say hello to me or greet me without something, or send greetings to my mom without something. So they would give me money to take to my mom, and they would give me something for myself too. Chips and sausage was the big thing. Oh, so I would have my chips and sausages. Some even took me and made sure I ate fast and took some to my mom. Anyway, so that's my journey. I was good with my numbers. I had people spoiling me with money just because I resembled my mom so much. And my story is, I can't tell you my story without telling you my mom's story. So my mom, she did know riches. She saw riches. We didn't see a lot of it. I was young. I can't remember much of it. I know we were rich, but and then we became middle class for most of the part, and then we became poor. This is the one I want to dwell in, when we were poor, because that's when I remember. We are biased, and we remember our bias, we remember the negative than the good thing. So we're so poor that it's funny and it's not. We had pawpaw trees around our house, yeah, and we never had food. So what we'll do in the morning, first thing in the morning before they arrived and before any other neighbors thought of it, we'll go and pluck them and eat them just before they were ripe. They were hardly ripe, they've not started yellowing or something. And for some reason, we liked it. And I wonder, was it a psychological thing behind it that made us think that we liked it just because we didn't have? We're not gonna go on that. That's a different story for another day. So yeah, we were that poor. That's one of the stories of how poor we are. And another story of how poor we are. There's this time, my mom sent me to an auntie of mine. She's not one of the nice ones. We had nice ones and some not so nice. She sent me there because that auntie of mine had sent my mom to get her a house girl, a house help, somebody to help her around the house. And my mom did that. And so my mom, when she found somebody, she told me to accompany that girl to my auntie's house. So I took that girl to my aunt's house, and when we got there, as soon as she opened the door and saw me, you know what she said? I don't want to say I'll never forget that because I know I've forgotten it for years, but it was relevant to this story. And when she opened the door, you know what she did? The first thing she told me is, go and tell your mama I haven't got anything. I felt so bad. I was about 10 then, because I remember it so well. I must have been about 10, 11. It hurt so bad, that all she thought is I went there to beg. It's sad that she thought that, and she was almost turning me away. That's when I explained to her. I told her, no, sorry, I was just bringing this girl. Mom asked me, you said you wanted a house girl. But anyway, that hurt me so bad. And when I got back home, I swore that I'll never step into a house again. I'll never go back. And I swore to myself that, you know what, I'll never go hungry. I'll work hard. I'll never let my kid be hungry. And that was a promise I made to myself. But again, we're not here to judge. You know, I was a young girl and I was a little girl. So that's what was going through my head. I never went back to a house. Never, 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 never. I never did. That's how bad it felt. And then another story, and this is my mom's story. My mom, because we were so poor. I will say that so many times. We were so poor that if she was walking in town, because people knew her, she would be coming this way and the person would just take the first exit, the next exit they can find. One, you have to remember my mom was a people's person. She was really social. So she would meet up with people and talk to them and stuff. But now she's poor and we don't know what those other guys were going through. So probably they're also thinking, oh no, I don't have myself and she'll think I have and she'll want me to give her. So they'll just, you know, I don't know what was going through their heads. But when they saw my mom, they'll just literally go like that. And my mom had been raped. She'd been raped before. She had so many friends, lots of friends. And then now when you're poor, you don't, they just disappear. So we survived from, you know, nice neighbors, the few relatives that are good. We survived with that. Again, that's not the story. Today we are talking about my financial mistakes. But I want you to understand my journey. So my journey, fast forward, postings, excited, yeah, welcome to life, you know. And then I was lucky, family, my mom and stuff helped me start a business and it was doing so well. So I was, you know, money's coming in, you're a young girl, you're hyper. It's so much fun, it's nice, cool, but you haven't got the brain to match it. So post things, money's coming in, my sister also has lots of money at that time, you know, things are good. We would go to town, spend, I want to use dollars because it's an international currency. You know, we would spend an equivalent of $100 in a day. I'm talking about 20 years ago. We would go to town and come back with just our bus fare. We'll go treat ourselves to, I don't know, phone, nice phone, equipment. We'll treat ourselves, we'll treat our friends to meals. We'll go to these restaurants, nice restaurants, and treat ourselves. Just because we never had those that need to overcompensate, we'll buy ourselves nice handbags, nice clothes. You know, a lot of people react like that. It's so common. If you find yourself trying to fill your life with things, you're just trying to fill a gap that can't be filled with material things, you really have to come out of that. I'm not here to judge. So, fast forward again, yeah, years later, there I am. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. This year, if I mention the year, you'll know exactly my age. This particular year, I got so sick, I was hospitalized for 9 days. I came from hospital in a wheelchair, literally had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to walk. I would wake up in the morning with the help of family and staff and practice walking all over again. And that's when I lost my hearing. I reacted to some antibiotics and my life changed ever since. But it wasn't the worst year, it was the best year yet. The same year I was sick, it's the same year I got married. Yeah, wedding bells and stuff. Yeah, an actual wedding. It's the same year I left my country of birth, yeah, to start a new life. And it's the same year I conceived this 1 year. And it's the same year, like I've learned in a different country, you know, learning the currency. Within a month, I was working behind a counter. Same year. I don't know the currency well. I don't know how to give change that well. You know, but I thought I was good in numbers. So I wasn't scared and I used to be really brave and confident. I couldn't hear too well, but I never used to let that beat me. I'll just go and, you know, and try. It kind of beats your confidence in other ways. Yeah, but I was still trying to be me, the bubbler me. But that was then. So I've settled down and settling down, and things are becoming to be. Life is comfortable now, not overspending, not poor. Things are good. What happens? Credit comes in. Yeah. Oh my. We need to have lessons, like real lessons, to be taught how good those things are and how bad they are. I had some knowledge, but you're not prepared for certain things, for certain kind of freedom. I don't know. It's so hard to be prepared for that. So there I am, credit cards are in. Yeah, things that would have been like a dream when I was younger. Yeah. Okay. I go to a travel agency. I want to book my first holiday. And they tell me for a small fee, I could use my credit card. It was the standard. But I'm green. I'm still, I'm, you know? So when she tells me that, I think to myself, what would you charge me for using my credit card? And my credit card is also going to charge me for, the interest and stuff. I'm not going to do that. So what do? I go out, I find a cash machine. I went to a cash point, ATM machine, and took some money out from my credit card and went and paid for that holiday. Then, that's not it. Years later, my first car, I've got the deposit for the car. I got there, you know how they take your details and then they tell you the finance offers that you can get, the car finance. So I do get offers and I'm thinking, oh, I could better that. If I reduce my monthly repayment, that would be awesome, isn't it? What do? I go out to a cash machine and take money out from my credit card. Oh, jeez. And paid the deposit for that car. I did have finance offers, but something in me, it contradicts the fact that I'm trying to claim that I'm good in, I'm good, I was good in maths, and now you're thinking, how? That's why we need to be taught finance. Anyway, so that happened. So I kept on taking money off my credit card, something somebody should have taught me, but okay. If you don't know that is a problem, let me tell you why that is a problem. When you take money out of your credit card, you're telling your lenders that you haven't got money. That's what you're telling them. So they'll give you higher interest offers. Yeah, it will affect your credit score. Yeah, that's why you really don't want to do that. The other mistake I used to do is when I get offers, like the balance transfer offers to give me a breather, paying back my credit cards, what would I do? I'll think, oh, they're charging me for a fee to use the 0% balance. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm happy to pay for my credit card. So I'll keep paying for my credit card. And I've got a nice offer, a better offer. So what are these financial mistakes that I'm on about? One that you've realized by now is the instant gratification. The spend now, satisfy a need that you can't really fill. And if you're not careful, you get stuck in that cycle for the rest of your life. Yeah, of trying. You feel like, okay, it can be even you're just lonely, but to feel that, you do what? You do retail therapy. Yeah, and you can come out of that. You have to deal with the fact that, realize, okay, my problems stem from this, and try and solve that. Okay, mistake number 2 is lack of financial intelligence, financial literacy. You see, if I had been taught on how to deal with these credit card companies, I probably wouldn't do that. I would have used it a lot better. Yeah. And then there is number 3. That's more like if somebody had taught me. But it's more on my side, the ignorance and trust. I'm putting ignorance and trust as one point. The ignorance of not getting to know what is beneficial for you, what should work for you, not researching a lot more. You're just thinking, assuming that is bad. And why am I mentioning trust? Trust, because I went through a lot of times. This is mainly for diaspora people. they will have experienced this, the 90% will have experienced it. The trusting and sending money to people to buy property, or sending money to people to start a business, hoping that you gain maybe from the profit, or it will help them, but you realize later that that business is not even helping them because that money is gone. All you do is keep on sending capital and sending capital, but there's no point in your life that you will see any money coming from it, no profit at all. And the business ideas always keep coming. Oh, let's do this business money, let's do this business money, let's do, oh, buy property, buy property. There's a point where I paid for a loan for 5 years of a property I never saw. I trusted somebody, and the problem with these things is they're usually close to your heart, isn't it? And I trusted somebody, yeah, to get me something, to buy me something. They'll always insist that, oh, you should invest, you should invest, you should invest. And I thought, okay, it's about time. I'm growing older, I'm learning, I know investing is good. So let's do this. But I never saw it. It's so painful paying for something you never saw. So the other thing you learn is the lack of mental agility, the lack of, the strength to keep pushing, to tell yourself no. Oh, practice, mental strength. It's also a muscle, isn't it? The more you practice to tell yourself no, the better you'll be at it. And then you need to practice to budget and stick to it. Those are some of those good practices you need to do. So the lack of mental agility is an important bit in changing your financial status, yeah, and reducing your mistakes, or you keep on, like I said, you just find yourself keep on doing the same thing. And the other thing that is really important to do is seek help. Like in England, we have Citizen Advice Bureau, we have Step Change Charity. It's a charity that will help you for free. So you can seek help. I was lucky, I got somebody who taught me about these balance transfer things and helped me get those offers, and reduced, in fact at some point, and I didn't have to pay interest in some of those things I didn't pay. It really helps asking. You'll notice a lot of things in life is about asking, because 2 heads are better than 1. So my question for today is, what do you wish you had been taught when you were younger to help you avoid some of the mistakes you've done? What do you think you know now that you wish you had known 10 years back? So share with me on the comment section. And I'm going to recommend a book as well. I've not read it. I've read the sample, and the sample hit a spot. Let me read the title for you. It's a little bit lengthy. The 1% Rule: How to Fall in Love with the Process and Achieve Your Wildest Dream by Tony Baker. Thank you and bye.